I haven't recorded one. Okay, we are recording. If everybody can go ahead and mute their microphones, you can see it. It's usually in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, just so we can cut down on the background noise. And sometimes it's like, wah, wah, wah. So I appreciate that. So welcome, everybody. If you're brand new, welcome. If you've been in a while, welcome again. We just have had an explosive growth in our team right now. And so we want to get everybody on the right path, and we don't want anybody left behind. It's really hard to keep track of everybody and, help everybody. And, that's our job, is to help you guys, and trusted us to get in this business, and we don't want you left behind. So this is just kind of a time saver. Obviously you're going to get our individual attention, but this is just a stepping stone to get you on the right path. So, Laura, you were supposed to do the welcome, and I just kind of took over when I was recording. See, I just
well, it only made sense.
Okay, so Laura is going to start. Laura's awesome. She's our recent Lexus earner, and she double promoted to executive director. She's built a heck of a team. She leads with her heart. I've learned so much from her, and I look up to her. I'm like she'll post on her team page. I'm like, dang, she's good. I'm going to copy that and put it in my little group. So she really knows what she's doing, and I just look up to her. So she's going to talk a little bit, and then you'll get me blabbering again here in a little bit. So
thank you, Tara. And so I've got to tell you guys, when I first started, Tara and I did not know each other at all. She's from Indiana, and I live in Iowa now, and it's been so fun to be able to develop actual friendships through this business, even though we've only seen each other in 2 years, 4 times at the different conferences. But it's just fun to be able to connect in the relationships that come from it. So that is totally a perk that I did not anticipate that I want to tell you guys you have to look forward to. But anyway, so as you guys are getting your packages, your box, I will tell you from experience that was overwhelming to me. Maybe it's not to you, but I remember when I cut it open, obviously the product, okay, I can use that. But when I was sifting through the papers and the books and the different brochures and things, it was just like, oh my gosh, what in the world are we going to do with that? So Tara's going to kind of give you some tips and explain what some of it is, and where to find even resources online that will help you guys to understand some things that I'm going to talk just about, the products that are in there, what you guys have to work with, and how, just some strategy on how to approach the products that are in there. So most of you guys, not all, but most of you guys are going to be dealing with the $500 package, which is going to come with one of each product, which is super incredible. When I first started, it was like a bazillion night creams, which was handy in some ways, but at the same time, I wanted to use all the products. So what I would recommend for you guys who do have access to all the products is to use a little bit of strategy with it. So instead of just taking it all and putting it all into your cabinets and just using it yourself until the bottles run out, I would suggest kind of thinking of it as what you can, the most bang for your buck is going to be taking before pictures for sure is like a must do. You're going to want to show that you're a product of the product. So definitely use all the products, but there's some that you can use multi-purpose a little bit with. So the night cream and the day cream, for sure, use those up. The body firming cream, use that. But what I would recommend with, use the EHT and the Youth Factor supplement. Those two supplements, I wouldn't necessarily recommend sampling those. We take those together in the morning. But the 3 products that I feel like you can really kind of multi-purpose and just get a little bit more mileage out of is the eye serum, the hydrogel eye patches, and then the Youth Factor, the drink mix. It's in a bigger box and it'll look like this. What I would recommend is for the eye serum, take a before and after picture using it yourself. But instead of just keeping that up in your bathroom, I would recommend keeping it in your purse or in your pocket or in your car or whatever. I don't know, if you live somewhere where it's still really hot, maybe be careful about keeping it in the car. But my point is, if you have it with you when you're out and about, whether it's at work on lunch break or you're at a kid's soccer practice or you're at a church, small group or something like that, and people start catching wind of what you're doing or you're sharing with them what you're doing, the eye serum delivers instant results. I mean, like almost always. And so I would recommend is, you know, putting it on like one of their eyes so they can feel a difference and see a difference. Or, you know, you can do both. That's a little bit of a nicer approach. But, you know, put it on them and let them feel that and see the difference. Take a picture. You can always even approach it from the standpoint of like, I'm trying to build my portfolio and just, you know, could use your help with a before and after picture, you know, that you would crop it down or that you would never share it, but just that you can have, you know, some testimonies to work with. And so using the eye serum, that way using the eye patches, I would also recommend maybe a separate time doing a before picture of your eyes, putting that hydrogel eye patches on, take a picture with them on, like while you're relaxing on your deck or while you're sipping your coffee Saturday morning or something like that, enjoying them. And then take the after picture too and build your testimony with that, but you're going to have 4 others to work with. And so use those maybe strategically, like maybe if there's somebody who you really think could be interested, or a mom who's up all night, or a nurse or something like that, you know, maybe sample out 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of those. And then the other product that I would recommend sampling, for sure use these. You know, use these daily, but sample some of them out too. Like share them with your friends. Are you okay?
Yeah, sorry.
That's funny. Do you want to maybe mute your phone? I don't know if it's muted or not.
Oh gosh, sorry. Okay.
You're good. You're totally good. You got to multitask. I get it. You're funny. Anyways, so yeah, so these drink mixes, if you pass them along, oh, sorry, I just got a text from Tara. I can't multitask very well, reading and talking. Okay, so these drink mixes, share them with people, set expectations, you know, that it's not like a monster drink or whatever where they're going to feel like, you know, the instant energy. Some people do feel, I do feel a pick-me-up, you know, from it, but just set the stage properly with these, but share them so that people can taste them. You know, or if you're having a bunch of friends over to watch a football game on Saturday, maybe mix up a couple of them and give them like a little, you know, a little bit in a juice cup or something like that to let them taste it. You know, just sharing the products is going to get more mileage out of that box for you guys. So that's one thing. You're going to also have some little brochures like this to use. If you feel like you need to, you know, just instead of giving them away, because you don't have a ton to work with at this point, you can, you know, just, you know, share them with people and get them back when you pick up samples, or you can gift them and order some more there in the back office. And then, link, hold on, somebody's trying to get on. Tara, do you mind telling Patrick how to get on to the Zoom? Anyways, thank you. Okay, we're a mess. All right, so here's what I wanted you guys to know. Is that as you guys are building your business, it needs to be very just just breathe with it. It doesn't have to be a high stress thing. It doesn't have to be super formal. You know, like we're all familiar with the Tupperware parties and the Pampered Chef parties and the 31 parties where it's like a big display and setup, and they do it well. They do a good job, but we don't need to do that. And I don't want you guys to feel the pressure of doing that. Think of it as get-togethers. Think of it as fun times with your friends where you're sharing with them like you would if you got, I don't know, if you just watched the best movie and you were telling them about the best movie, or if you just went to a new restaurant that opened up and you just wanted, or you know what, do you know what I'm saying? Like you just have something that you want to share with them. That's the idea with this. It needs to be duplicatable. So don't go out and spend a ton of money on like extravagant, hors d'oeuvres and appetizers and drinks and things like that. Keep it simple, chips and salsa, or, you know, something like that. And just have it be a fun, lighthearted night. The night cream and the day cream and the body firming cream that you have, if you have some friends over for like, you know, a night in, friends over, girls night in, you know, during a football game, whatever, you get those products out and let them try it on their hands. You know, maybe get it like a damp cloth or something so that their skin's wet. The night cream goes on better when it's wet, or just have them splash their hands under water real quick and just rub in the night cream, and they'll feel that and experience that. And so anyways, those are some of the tips as you're going through your package. I'm trying to think what else. So parties, keep them simple, small. Maybe don't even refer to them as parties because that kind of feels like overwhelming. Refer to them as just like gatherings, just getting some friends together. You're building your portfolio. You just want your friends and family to know what you're doing. Leave your checkbooks at home. Like all those things are very disarming to folks, just simply asking them like, hey, what do you got going on this weekend? I would love to share some products with you that I'm really loving, or, I'd love for you to come over, for the game. And while we're watching it, I wanted to share something with you, a new business that we've got going, or, what I'm saying? Like, just keep it really casual and don't feel the need for it to be perfect and stuffy and, cookie cutter. The other thing I was going to suggest you guys is to, as you're getting going, to try to take the time. I know it takes time. It's an investment, view it this way, but to just set yourself up for success by like taking a minute to find a spot to put your Nerium things, or to, look through your planner. Tara's going to talk through that, and to maybe organize yourself a little bit. I feel like for me, what's been helpful is to keep like calendar, the success planner, a notebook, things like that. I've even put mine into a binder. I've kind of 3-hole punched my success planner in a little calendar and have that actually in a binder. So then that way, as you're, writing down the fact that you're going to get together with so-and-so for coffee, you can have your success planner there, and you can have your calendar there, and you can take notes on, things like this or whatever. So just trying to, whatever works for you, just figure out a way to kind of make this feel like it's jiving. But what I will tell you, and then I'm going to transition it over to Tara, is that the Nerium back office has a spot where it actually, it's like an online filing system for your customers. So it's going to keep track of their address. It's going to keep track of their phone number and their email address. It's going to keep track of their order and what they got and when they're going to ship next and all those different things. And so you don't have to come up with a filing system for all that. I had a mini panic thinking that I had to, and I started to. And so I want you guys to know, you don't have to do that. They have a system in place for that. But I'm just talking about your materials that came in the box. And, don't just keep it in your box, I guess. Just take the time to kind of crack it open. And if you want to print out some address labels and stick it on your brochures and your magazines that they'll have, flip through those magazines. I would encourage you to do that because there's some good information in there. And there's a section that's all about the products. And if you have somebody who's interested in maybe the products or the business also, the magazine is a really good resource. It's going to really validate what you're saying, and you can just flip your samples in, in that, put the, I don't know where it went, put the youth factor drink, just kind of mark the page that you want them to read with this so they don't feel like you have, to read through the whole magazine. So those are just some tips, some things that I would suggest to do with your box as you get started. And Tara, you're going to share some more about just some more with Facebook and the Success Planner itself. So anyways, thanks guys for listening.
Okay. See, isn't she awesome? Like every time, I swear I learned new stuff from her every single time. So good job, Laura. And Patrick made it on, so that's good. We got him on.
Hey, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so she covered like what's, in the kit, the products, what to do with them. There's also some very important other things in the kit that a lot of people overlook because they're like, that's just a book. I don't need it. But this book, The Slight Edge, is what everybody needs to succeed in this business. It has nothing to do with Nerium. I mean, it kind of does in a roundabout way. This book has completely changed how I think as a person. It's helped me like diet, fitness, money, and my business, knowing that the little things you do every single day contribute, even if they don't mean anything that day. Like, if you eat a cheeseburger today, are you going to die tomorrow? No, but if you did it every single day, like it's going to make a big impact. So it's just about choices and knowing that it does take a long time to get this business going, and it's got a lot of great information. So don't let this collect dust. I've actually, I'm reading it again because when you go back and read it the second time, it's like a whole new book. I've had that experience. So don't put this, at the bottom of the box. Get this out, put it by the toilet. I mean, who cares? Like, if you can only read, they recommend, like, I'm so raw and real here. But, like, if they say 10 pages of a day, pages, oh my gosh, of a good book in a day, every day. They don't expect you to read 4 chapters a day because that's just unrealistic. So that's a good one. Does this still come in the kits, the Nerium Rhythm? I haven't seen a new kit in a while. Okay. This one is good too. Put this one by the toilet. This is like easy. This one has cool pictures in it too. And our 3-star upline Randa, her story is in here too. So if you haven't read this one, this is look how little that is. Like my husband would probably read that one. This is recorded. I hope he doesn't watch the recording. He probably won't. And now in the new kits, you get these. They put these back in. This is a CD set by Jim Rohn. Here's his picture. I don't know if he's still alive or not. I should know that. I don't think he is. Maybe it is. Whatever. But he's really smart, and this is like the best CD set. Put them in your car, and I listened to them at home and took notes in the car. He has great just building ideas and tips and experience. And he's real funny. He's kind of older, and the way he talks, like I could just listen to him talk all day. So Jim Rohn, if you did not get these in your kit, they are available in the back office for like $3, or like we could let you borrow ours. Like here's mine. And then there was also, and I can't find mine now, and I'm panicking because I used to listen to these all the time in my car, and I still do. It's the Jeff Olson CD set. There's 2 CDs. Sometimes they come in the Success Planner. Sometimes they come like plain in the box, but they've switched things up now. And I just went out to my car to get them, and I couldn't find them. I'm like, where are my Jeff Olson CDs? They're amazing. They're 2 CDs. And it's kind of about the business, but it's kind of about Slide Edge. They're just so good. So look for those CDs. If you can't find them, they're on sale again. In your back office, I think they're $3 for the set too. So I'm probably going to have to buy a new set. Mine are like disgusting with like goldfish crumbs and nasty, greasy fingerprints all over them because I used them all the time. So this is your Success Planner. This is your Nerium Bible. This is a spiral bound notebook that comes in your kit. Do not let this collect dust either. I've gone through, I found my old one the other day, and it's like really just, you can tell they've done a really good job updating these. So this is very useful. If you don't like reading, I suggest you just kind of have to get over that. You're going to have to read this. You need to look through. They put so much work into this, and we're so blessed that they give us this roadmap. And you'll hear people say like 10 core commitments. You got to be 10 core, 10 core, 10 core. Don't let that like overwhelm you, because like some days I'm 0 core. I'm just being really honest. It's a guideline. But the 10 core commitments that you'll hear about, they're on page 25. So that is a good place to always go back to if you're like, oh, I don't know where to go, I'm stuck, I'm lost. Go back to page 25, 10 core commitments, and get started from there. But just from page 1, this just takes you through everything you need to know. You can write down your goals, your whys, and there's a calendar to keep track of your activity. So don't throw that aside. And you guys can read through this. I'm not going to like babysit you and like read every single thing to you. So I just want to show you that what's important. Everything in there is important. But this is your compensation plan. And there's always questions about how you get paid, when you get paid, what you get paid, all kinds of stuff. So don't throw this away either. This is important, and you'll need to reference this for sure. And if you're meeting with somebody and they're like really picky on how you get paid, you don't have to be the expert. You can be like, here you go. They did this for me. See how cool this company is? They give us all these tools. So they explain it much. I always tell people, I'm like, they'll explain it much better than I do, and I'll confuse us both if I try and tell you. So use those tools. That's what they're there for. Okay, I'm also going to share this screen real quick. Hopefully I don't mess this up. What? Okay. Share my screen. Hang tight. Oh, I gotta log in. Can you guys see this? Can you see it? Can you see my screen? Okay, yay. Okay. Okay, so when you log into your business page, this is what you're going to see. Hopefully you all have logged in. I just want to show you where the startnerium.com is. There's another way you can go to it by start.nerium.com, but some people have had trouble with it. So this is another way you can get to it. Just log in. It's called your back office. That confused me for a long time. I was like, where's the front office? Why are they calling it the back office? Isn't it just a website? I literally was so confused, and I didn't even ask anybody because I was so embarrassed. So anyway, you're in your back office. Go to resources up here, and you'll just scroll down, and here's your Start Nerium. A lot of people are just overwhelmed because there is so much information in your back office. Please don't. You're not going to break it. Get in there. Dive in there. You've got this beautiful training center, all these Nerium universities you can go to. But I just want to show you the Start Nerium, because if you're new, this is where you start. And they just launched this in July at our conference. It's amazing. It's streamlined. It just helps us and it helps you. And so you just click on Start Nerium. And this is your roadmap. Welcome to the Nerium family. Exactly. They've created a simple 5-step game plan for you to walk through. It's got videos. There's Mark Smith. He's very animated. He's more animated than I am. He gets really excited. And then you just go through this, and one step after the other, your goals, prepare for your launch. That looks like a fun party. And these are all videos. Just click on that little arrow. And this is it. And it's got all the resources down here too that you can print out. Like if you don't even have your kit yet, you can come in here and print stuff off. Like you can print out your success planner. You can print all of this stuff out. So that is really, really nice and helpful. They worked really hard on that. So please take advantage of that. I am going to show you guys, if you ever need to find Nerium University, it's right here in your training center. You just click on these. And I'm visual, and so I kind of like to see this. Some people can just listen to it while they're driving. I like to actually watch. But you have all these archived back in here too. So you can go back for a long time and find things. Like if you're having questions about like my Fast Start game plan or freeway calls or parties, recruiting, there's all these topics in here. And you can just go back and watch. You can fast forward through the announcements because they're probably outdated if you're going way back. So it's about 30 minutes. You can pause it, whatever. So that's very helpful. I dove into the trainings. I wanted to know everything I could as soon as I could. I almost like had that paralysis by analysis where I wanted to know everything, but I wasn't doing activity enough. So if you can find that happy balance, you're going to be good to go. So just don't.
Hey, Tara.
Yes.
On the topic of Nerium University, I just wanted to mention you guys, what she just showed you on Monday night, you'll be able to actually, or even, after Monday, if you can't catch it live, they're going to announce on Monday night what the next product is and some information about their launch in Europe. And so anyways, I just wanted you guys to be aware that that's where you would find it. I know we've kind of referenced it, but you would go into that. What she just showed you, how to find the Nerium University. And if you can't catch it live, Tuesday or Wednesday or whenever you do have time, I would definitely suggest kind of watching it because they're going to give you some, like the inside scoop on the product and why it's valuable and how it's helpful and about Europe and all that stuff too. So anyways, it's good stuff.
So exciting. Okay, so I'm just going to log out of there and stop the share. I made a rhyme. Awesome. Okay, so the next, see, I'm cheesy. I'm really I get nervous. I'm like, oh. So the last thing I think was just going to talk about Facebook, right, Laura? Was that all that's left? You did parties? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so Facebook posting, we have learned a lot. I've been doing this for 3 years now, and in the beginning it was like post 2 times a day, every morning, every night, and post personal things in between. Well, that's a lot of Facebook posts, and I did it, and that's just what we did. We all did it. We didn't know. It almost like after a while, it seems like spammy. Like if you're always posting posting Nerium, people are going to get sick of that. They want to see your real life. They want to see, Nerium is my real life and it's, become incorporated in my life. They want to see what else you're doing. They want to know what value that you can add to their life. And that's really, we've learned a lot. We need to add value to other people's lives. We need to either add humor or positivity, guidance. If you like to share recipes, share a good recipe. Anything that you can add so you're not just the crazy Nerium person, basically. Danielle just did a great post. It was based from a webinar on new Facebook algorithms and stuff. So basically, don't post anything. Don't post more than 3 times a day, total, any topic. If you post once in the morning about Nerium, don't post an hour later a cute picture of your kiddo, because that cute picture of your kiddo is going to overtake your Nerium post, and nobody's going to see your Nerium post later. So spread them out. When people comment on stuff, Nerium or not Nerium, respond back to them in the comments. These are just some things I've learned. It helps your visibility. We can get that original or that post that Danielle did. It was like last week. It's really good advice, and I actually watched the webinar that it was linked to, and I learned a lot. So, but Facebook posting, when you do post about Nerium, think about the value that you're, that you could give to somebody. Think about a problem that you're solving. Laura's really good at that, and we've all kind of what's the word, transition to that and just saying, hey, I've got this cool product. It's $90 and it takes care of wrinkles. You know, if you're, you know, like you did one about new mommies and their stretch marks and, you know, sagginess and all that lovely stuff that comes with children. You know, if you can solve a problem, they're going to respond more to you. I just had a girl message me and she's like, okay, I'm going to order. I'm tired of being tired all the time. I'm like, awesome. Like, that's what I'm here to help you with. I feel amazing. Like, I'm sleeping good, you know, when my husband doesn't snore. So adding value, solving problems, that's what we want to do. So be creative with your Facebook posts. If you need help, if you're scared about posting on Facebook, reach out to us. We have come a long way and we're more confident in ourselves and we can help you find the confidence to post on Facebook. A lot of people are freaked out about it and it's really nothing to be freaked out about. I always tell people, I'm like, your Facebook friends don't pay your bills. So their opinions, you know, they have them, but it's don't let it affect you too much. And it's easier said than done. And I get it because I've been there. But if that is kind of how you're feeling about posting on Facebook, please let us know and we'll help you. But always, you know, try and post a picture. Results are what sells because people can relate to the befores and then they want the after. So those are just some Facebook tips. You know, be positive. Like, Brian, I hope if you have kids, mute or like tell them to put earmuffs on or something. But like Randa says, she's like, don't be a Facebook butthole. Like, nobody wants to buy stuff if you're mean and negative and rude and, you know, super opinionated about every single thing in the world. Be the light in your Facebook friends' feed. I had somebody tell me the other day, she's like, I just love your posts. They're funny and you're always positive and I just look forward to seeing your posts. I'm like, that's cool. I'm like, thank you for telling me that. So just something to keep in mind because people are going to join you, not really the business. They're joining the business, but there's a reason they're choosing you and your business, and that's because of the person you are. So just some things to keep in mind. And we are going to open it up for questions and answers. Please ask questions because I'm sure if you have that question, somebody else does too, and maybe they aren't brave enough to ask it right now. So it would help everybody if y'all ask questions. If you don't have them now, always feel free to ask them in the group because I guarantee you're not the only one who has a question. Do I have one?
Mine wasn't a question as much as a comment.
Okay.
I talked to Laura about it, and when you were talking about Facebook early on, one of my big hesitations and pushbacks in joining the team, because I believe in the product. I mean, I use it, but in joining and going on Facebook was I hate, and it wasn't necessarily Nerium as much as other brands and different stuff. I always felt like they made me feel like if I wasn't selling or a part of it, that my life was somehow inadequate.
Oh, okay.
And so I like what you said about limiting your post and about showing value. I've been in sales for years and years. I've been in commission sales only for 13 plus years. And so I know what I'm worth every month, what I'm worth. And so there's an old saying that I teach people when I train them is when there's no value, cost is the issue. So I love what you said about value. And when you show people their value and worth, money doesn't matter anymore. And that's all I got.
I'm just taking notes now. You guys say that again. What is it? When there's what? When there's no value?
When there's no value, cost is the issue.
Okay.
Always.
But I'm a mortgage broker too, so that's where that comes from.
No, but that's awesome. And I appreciate you sharing that. Like, I swear I learn something new every day. And so thank you. And that makes sense because that girl that messaged me about the youth factor, when I told her how much it was, she's like, oh, you know, that's costly. And I'm like, I know, I feel you, but it's worth it. Like, I feel amazing.
I spend $5.65 every day at Starbucks at least once.
Wow.
So it's not, it's I see the value because I like the Starbucks. Instill value. I love what you said.
Awesome. Thank you, Patrick, for sharing. Okay. Anybody else have a comment or a question? Anything? And Patrick, welcome. We're glad you're finally here. We've been waiting on you. We're so excited. Lord texted me. I was like, wow.
I'm pumped.
Good. Okay. Anybody else? I have 7 minutes left of my free time. we get like 40 minutes of free Zoom time, then I have to upgrade and,
Did you record this? Is this recorded so I can watch? Okay, good.
it is. Yes.
Where can I find the link?
I had to upload it to YouTube, and I'm kind of low tech, so it takes me a while, and I'm actually headed out the door to go exercise.
Oh, you're good.
So it'll be later in the day, probably we'll post it.
You want to post it? We'll just post it in the groups,
Yeah.
the link for it. Yeah.
Okay. And it's still recording, so just in case somebody has a question.
So now everybody's really going to want to ask their questions, right?
Right. Yeah. The first time I found out, like my first one was on YouTube, I'm like, oh my gosh, like it freaks me out. But now I'm like, nobody searches for Tara Justice Miriam. Like, it's okay. I'm not like a YouTuber. Oh, Samantha's raising her hand. Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So how is everyone approaching contacting people in Germany and Austria? What do you say?
Laura, you want this one or you want me to take it?
You go. I'll
Okay.
chime in if I feel like I have something.
I'll tell you what not to do. Don't just launch into the business. If you get a referral or get to know that person just a smidge, ask them a couple questions first before you're like, hey, my awesome company is blah, 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 blah. Ask them a couple questions first. Get to know them. Nobody wants to be sold on anything. And actually, I would ask for referrals. Be like, hey, we're launching into Germany. I don't know much about Germany. I don't know much about their culture. Can you tell me just a little bit to help me along the way? And people love to give advice. So once they know that you value their opinion, which you do because you do want to learn, then you can say, okay, well, we're looking for leaders because the first in a country, I mean, that's the biggest opportunity. You can make an opportunity out of this even if you've got 100,000 people selling it in your city. But I would tell them, I'm looking for people who would love to help, share Miriam throughout Germany, be the first, they call them like the pioneers of this. Do you know anybody who's looking to make some extra income? Do you know anybody who's really positive, likes to have fun? Do you know anybody who likes to help other people? Can you think about that for me? It's a great opportunity. I love this company. I appreciate your help, your input. And then they're going to think about it. They're like, oh, think about it. And then, later, and keep it light, keep that relationship. That's what this is all about. Oh gosh, where'd my Zoom go? Where are you guys at?
We're here.
What just happened? I don't see you guys on here anymore.
Move your mouse.
I am.
It's okay. Just keep going.
Oh, there you are.
Move your mouse.
Okay, I got it. I swept a crumb off the laptop and you guys all disappeared. That's so scary. But keep that relationship going. And then maybe they're going to think like, oh, maybe I would like to be the first. Or maybe I would like to make extra income. If they don't come out and say, hey, I would, maybe later be like, I've been thinking you've been so helpful to me. Would you want some more information on this company? Kind of that way. I would do baby steps, build that relationship. Because when we launched in Mexico and Canada, I just searched friends of friends in Canada and Mexico and spammed them with my link, and it was terrible. Nothing came of it. So don't do what I did. Let's do better this time. That's my recommendation. Just ask who do you know in Germany? Who do you know in Austria? And I'm sure you know people who know people in those countries. So.
And also what that helps with too is you're almost stepping over that person, not like you're trying to avoid them, but it's gonna take the pressure off of them. You're not hitting them up for something, and it's gonna also, if it's a no for them, you're not gonna feel as the sting of that. And so what we've kind of learned is when you're working in a situation like this, it's nice for them and it's nice for you to almost step over them and be like, who do you know? Just like what Tara was talking about. And if they have that drive or curiosity or, an interest in, whatever, the business themselves or the products themselves, a lot of times they'll kind of step up and be like, well, I do first, what do you have going on? And then they'll be asking you and coming to you instead of you, just pressing them and pushing them away is sometimes what happens. And so, so that just kind of helps with, the rejection factor that's possible, but it also helps to pique their curiosity too and come to you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Giving people an out is a big thing because we always say hey, this may or not be for you. but if I sent you some information, would you take a look at it? You know, giving people an out is just, that's been a big thing for me because nobody wants to feel like, oh God, I can't say no to this person, so I'm just going to ignore their message. So the if I would you works great too. So anybody else have any questions? There's 2.5 minutes left of my Zoom time because then it'll just cut off. So if it does like hang up, I'm not being rude. It just no. Okay. Well, thank you everybody for hopping on. I appreciate your time and welcome to the family. This is a big family. You're going to have fun.
Thank you guys though for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you for hopping on. I know time is valuable and just know this is a roller coaster. It's like up and down. You're going to have good months and bad months and good months and bad months. But the important thing is how you handle the bad months. That's where that personal development comes in. I could have quit the second month of my business because it was down here. But if not, I wouldn't have had the awesome third month. It's just a ride. So it's okay to make mistakes. We say, you know, you're going to fail your way to the top. And it's true. I've made probably more mistakes than anybody on here, but that's how I learn. And that's what I enjoy sharing with you guys is, hey, learn from my mistakes. Like if somebody wrote a book on how to do, you know, something great, like open up a mortgage business. Like I wouldn't go spend 20 years figuring it out. I'd just read the book, you know? So that's what we're here for. We're here to help you and share with you all the stupid things we've done so you guys don't make the same mistakes. So NARM's been great to me and my family, and I love the people in it, and people trust me and join me in this. And that's it. Look, Laura's like walking on the runway looking beautiful. Her hair's all I'm like, you're not supposed to look cute on this morning Zoom. I'm like,
I'm going in to help at school. Look, can you see? I'm going into the school.
all right, whatever. It's
You're a
fine.
cheese ball. Thank you, guys.
Okay. See you guys. Bye.
Bye.
There we go.